If you're married, be fruitful and multiply. So if you're able to multiply, it is a blessing.
Is it wrong to not want to have children? Would the Bible consider this to be selfish? If she says, I don't want children.
The Bible does not say not having children is a terrible thing. In ancient times, if a woman was barren, if they felt that God had something against her or whatever the case may be. In some cases, God did keep women barren. But a woman who does not want to, there's no biblical verse that says, you're cursed if you don't want to have children or anything of that nature. I think sometimes we make decisions about things based on the circumstances around us. We look at the world we live in and we say, well, I don't want to bring a child up in this kind of world. But I think don't look at it from that point of view. Look at it from this point of view, that I serve God, we serve God. And as servants of the living God, what happens in the world does not have to affect my children. It does not have, I can control what goes into their life. I can control what I expose to them. The world is a terrible place. No two ways about it. And it's getting worse. Let's be honest about it. But I can also control how much of that world gets in my kid. And so let's not make a decision about something that's life-changing simply because of what the world does and how wicked the world has become. I'm sure it was very wicked in Sodom and Gomorrah. Yes. People still had children. Lot had daughters, and I'm sure they would have had children if they would have continued. So let's not let the world determine what we do, but let God determine what we do. And instead of saying, I don't want children, seek God and ask Him, Lord, what do you want? This is what I feel, but what do you want me to do? Because that's the best route to go, is finding out what God would have you to do.
All right. How about that, Dr. Jason? What's your advice in regards to that? She wants to know, I don't want children. Am I being selfish, or what's your thinking on that, Dr. Jason?
Well, and I think, it's kind of hard to answer the question blanketly because you don't know necessarily some of the background of why this person, why Shamika is asking this question. I mean, maybe if she's got health issues, and they may be some scary things if she has, gets pregnant. Maybe, if there was some other extenuating circumstances, maybe there's a job that's way too demanding. She can't be there for the kid. I mean, there's a couple of different things that could happen with that. But I think that Pastor Spearman has done a pretty good job of answering this question is, don't let the world system dictate to you what you do personally. And understanding that, the times are tough. I've got 3 children, 13 years old and under. It is a scary time to bring up kids. But at the same time, we have to understand that if we're truly God's children, then He's got His hands on our kids, and that His protection resides on our children. And this is why we are praying parents. We pray over our children. We pray for God's protection. We pray that God keeps them safe. At the end of the day, when God's ready to bring them home, He'll bring them home. But it is our job to do whatever we can to keep them safe. And I really like what Pastor Spearman said when he said, we got to keep the world out of our children. That has a lot of control. We have control over that. We control what they watch. We control what they see. We control what they hear. Now, you can't control every single second and moment of every day, but the biggest chunk of their life, you can control that.
Right.
So, we should never make decisions based upon world standards. And, the Bible does say, if you're married, be fruitful and multiply. So if you're able to multiply, it is a blessing. And in Bible, listen, for the women, Proverbs 31, it says your children will rise up and call you blessed.
Wow.
And so that we know that children are a blessing. And even though it's a lot of work, they don't come with instruction manuals. They don't come with any of that.
Amen.
You got to figure this out. It's a tough road sometimes, but at the end of the day, it is a blessing to have children. And so hopefully, Shamika, that does a little bit of answering your question. It just is what it is.
Hello everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. To see more videos like this, be sure to hit the subscribe button below to get all of the latest content from TCT Ministries. We would love to pray alongside you for God's blessing in your life. So email your prayer requests to prayer@tct.tv or click the link below to submit your request at tct.tv. God bless you, and we want to thank you for watching.